Hello everyone and welcome to the Arbor Farm. Thank you for joining us for today's episode where I want to share with you how to harvest cut sunflowers for either vase life or seed. Let's get started. Sunflowers are one of the most popular flowers in the summertime. So I wanted to take a few minutes to share this video with you as far as the perfect stage to harvest sunflowers, for cut flowers especially, and then we'll look at cutting them and harvesting them for seed. You might be wondering, can you save sunflower seeds and grow them the next season? Well, the answer is it depends. And it depends because it matters the variety of sunflower that is being grown and the seed is being saved for next season. Now, we are cut flower farmers here and we grow for vase life, and the kind of flowers that we grow are hybrid and they're pollenless. So I'm most likely not going to get seeds from this type of sunflower, even if I left it on the plant for several days or weeks and allowed it to mature. It is just not going to create seeds. I have to buy the seed from the seed company. It's not going to create seeds itself because it is a hybrid and it is pollenless. On the other hand, some of the branching sunflower varieties, especially heirloom varieties, are perfect for seed saving. And I'm going to drop a link in the description below, and you can click on that. And I go through the step-by-step process of one season where we grew those varieties, and they are perfect for seed saving. I talk about how you leave the seed head on the plant, allow it to mature, and then how we hang them upside down and dry them, or you can even save them for the birds, for bird seed. And they are great for growing out seeds and saving them for the next season. So let's then turn our attention to growing sunflowers for cut flowers. And you might look at our video that we did previously regarding how to grow sunflowers, and I talk about the best varieties for cut flowers, and pro-cut single stem varieties are what we focus on. They are pollenless and they have a nice long stem that can be used for floral arrangements and floral art, and can be sold to florists, as well as we use them in our own flower arrangements and for dried flowers. So let's look at the best stage to cut them. So when we grow sunflowers for cut flowers, we're considering the best stage to harvest the sunflower, which is going to give us the most vase life, so the longest vase life. And for us, that matters because we don't want our customers saying, hey, that only lasted a day in the vase and then it went kaput. So we want them to last a really long time, as long as possible in the vase. And the absolute best stage to cut a sunflower for the longest vase life is right about here. You can see that the petals on this sunflower have already colored up, so I can tell that this is going to be a gold sunflower. And the petals are lifting away from the center of that flower. So when I cut a sunflower at this stage, the benefits are great for me. It's going to continue to open up when I stick it in water and in a nice location that's conducive for it. And I'm also avoiding pests eating it. We struggle from time to time with these little guys here, the Japanese beetles, and they like to eat our petals. So I'm avoiding pests at that point, and I'm also giving my customer the longest vase life. Now this sunflower is beautiful, but I know that this sunflower has already been open for a day or two, and so I most likely will cut this one and use it for dried for my purposes, because I've already missed a day or two of its vase life. And then there's the stage of the sunflower that it gets to where the center becomes, really fuzzy. And at that point, you know that the sunflower has matured and it's about ready to go kaput. And so we wouldn't want to use those with the bulging centers and the really fuzzy centers for any of our vases or arrangements. They just wouldn't hold up and would only last maybe a day or two in a vase. So how do I cut sunflowers for vase life? Again, I'm looking for that perfect stage like the flower here that I showed you. And I'm gonna make sure that my snips are nice and clean. I don't wanna be putting any diseases or germs or bacteria into my stem. So I'm gonna make sure my snips are clean. I'm gonna snip the sunflower and give it a nice long stem, and then I'm gonna put it directly in water, cold water, after I strip the leaves. So let's go ahead and harvest some sunflowers. Now, some people say the best time to harvest sunflowers is in the early morning or in the evening after the sun is off of them. But we don't have sunny conditions today, so it's okay. We're just gonna go ahead and harvest them. And this is a gorgeous variety here called White Light. It has the light petals with the light center. So I'm cutting down low, and I leave a nice long stem, and your stem length will depend on what you're using it for, but I like to give mine a nice long stem. This is another variety that we have open right now is Gold Light, and it's beautiful. It has the gold petals with the gold center. Again, I've missed a day or two on this one, so I will use it for drying. But I have a few that are the perfect stage here that I'm looking for the longest vase life. I'll show you what we do next. So once I've cut my sunflowers with a nice long stem, that's the end of the life of that plant. It's not gonna grow anymore because I grow single stem varieties. So I can go ahead and pull that plant out and plant something else there if there's still time left in my season. But what I need to do with these next is strip the leaves and get them in some cold water so that I can make sure to keep them in good shape for my customers. Again, this one's all the way open, so I'm gonna go ahead and prepare it. I'll probably dry it, but let's get the leaves off these. And some people like to do this before they cut the stem, which, that's a matter of preference, and that's fine. If that's what you prefer, you can do that, but I don't like to bend over so much, quite frankly, and so I just cut the stem first, and then I can stand upright and take the leaves off. And I'm gonna take all of the leaves off. I'm gonna put these down, and I'll show you what I do around the top. There's several leaves there, and I'll show you what I do. So around the top, I like to use my snips so that I don't risk breaking this head off of my flower, but I just cut with my snips all of those leaves that stick out pretty far. because I don't think they add to a vase arrangement. I think they take away. And so my preference is to get rid of all of those. And then what I have left is just a few tight leaves on the back of the flower head. So that's what I like to do. And then I have this nice long stem and a flower at the top. And I need to get this into a bucket of cool water so that I can keep it in good shape for my customer. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of these while I'm chatting with you. But some people like to keep sunflowers in the cooler. You can do that. We don't recommend keeping them in the cooler for more than a week because, again, we want to maximize vase life for our customer. And if you're cutting them to put in the cooler, you want to cut them at that closed up stage where the petals are just starting to lift off the face of the sunflower. Depending on the temperature of your cooler, you might have them open a bit while they're in there, so it's important to keep checking on them, make sure they have fresh water in the cooler. Another thing that some people say is, do you use a holding solution? Now, we turn our flowers over pretty quickly. Either we sell them or we dry them to sell them. And so we don't use a holding solution, but if you want to, you can do that. We just put them in water, and if needed, put them in a cooler for a day or two until we can process them and get them sold. So just how long do cut sunflowers last in a vase? Well, you should be getting easily a week when you grow your own from a vase life for cut sunflowers. If you're cutting it at this perfect stage like I suggested, then you're gonna get more than a week of vase life. Given that it's in a cool place, that you keep your water changed so that the water is nice and clean. And you can also give them a little bit of a trim each day so that they continue to take up that water. And sunflowers are what are called dirty flowers. And if they don't have nice, clean, fresh water every day, that water is going to grow bacteria pretty quickly, and it's going to shorten the length of the vase life of your flowers. So you can expect a week, or you can expect a little more than a week, depending on when you harvest. And again, harvesting early is important for a long vase life, but you do want to wait till they have color. And you do want to wait until the petals are lifting off the face of the sunflower. Otherwise, your sunflower might not open after you cut it. So don't cut too early, cut it just the right stage. Thank you for joining us for today's episode. Our goal is to always create content that's helpful for you. So if you found today's content helpful, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel so that you can receive notifications as to when the next content is available. And as always, if you have questions or comments, please drop those below. We are happy to engage with you, and we read every single one. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.